Well, greetings. This is a short video that I'm going to put together to collaborate with Zotero, my bibliography program where I store all my books and papers and anything else that I need to cite. This program, and it's called this program is called Obsidian, is a program that I have used to replace almost all my collection of knowledge, everything that I've ever learned or used or read. And there are little bits inside there that I want to keep and link together with other things. I use Obsidian. It is one of those programs that you, again, like Zotero, you wonder why you've never used it before. And to be honest, this program I only found about maybe a year ago. And since then, I've transferred everything in here because it does just about everything that I want. Take, for instance, this particular subject, and it's the solar system's rotation in the galactic plane. Basically, it is the galaxy, the Milky Way, where you look at it in the sideways and you wonder where our little solar system fits. And to be honest, I always thought it was in the same plane, but it's not. It's at about 60 degrees to the galactic plane, which means that if you're in the northern hemisphere, you don't see that many stars. But if you're in the southern hemisphere, because it looks down into the galaxy, then you see a lot more stars. And it's as simple as that. There are other things that sort of come and go with the same philosophy of viewing the stars, but basically that's the main principle of the north looking out of the system and the south looking into the system. But I've put some notes down and I've copied in a nice little graph that I found on the NASA site showing this, and I just think it's interesting to look at. So what I've done is, as you can see here, there are certain things on here. And this one has been a link that I've made to the NASA site. So if I click that, I go on to NASA. I can then use the button there to go back to this. And there is a common link there to Wikipedia where I got some of this text from. But if I want to make something a little bit interesting, then I can go and maybe I can look at the blood moon. Now we all know what the blood moon is. It basically is when the moon actually turns sort of a reddish hue, and it's because the sun and the way that the earth blocks the shadow, and you get this sort of bending of light coming in, and it gives the moon when it's right behind us, when the earth is in between the sun and the moon, then you get this sort of funny color coming up, and I just love it. But what I've done here is that I've now looked at some other things, and I've caused the bits and pieces still looking at the Earth, the lunar surface indirectly, and the Earth's umbra. There's a link there that goes on to something else, and it goes outside of the of the website and starts to look at the URL. But I can take that and I can get rid of it. And let's just do that. Oh, it says I'm doing too much. Force quit all. Yeah, I can do that. So basically, what I've got here is a wonderful, wonderful way of storing information that I can get. Now, the interesting thing on this one is that if I actually want to look at all those links that I've done, I can click this link in here, and look at this. All of a sudden, I've got this massive amount of information all linked in. Here are the papers that I've written, little text files, and there's the link between various other files in my system, and it's all done. Look, everything. All I've done is put a little link in to say where other information on that subject is, or there's a paper that mentions that subject, then I've put it in. It doesn't go out and search for it. I have to do it. But this is a great way of creating information. I can search. So I can search here, or I can alter the the information that I'm getting. At the moment, I've got climate change, which is a big subject of mine at the moment. But what I can do now is I can expand that and delete it. And there's all the information that I've got, that I've collected. And just look at it as you zoom down into it. Construction dictionary, there's I click on it, I go straight to the construction dictionary, or I can go back into this. Mitchell's Construction there, those links there coming in, TRADA, Timber Research and Development Association, the links I've got there. Look at all these other links that I've got across here. Some of them are quite big, so the bigger the link or bigger the dot, the more links that particular subject holds. Climate change, look at it all over the place. Massive amount of links that's coming in from that. So it is a program that I'm becoming more and more used to. If I go down to my construction site down here, you can see that I've got folders where I keep general stuff. And there's some on the building regulations. So building inspectors, I've just done a little overview of how the approved inspector and the local authority inspector work together and how they are controlled. And see, I've got loads of bits and pieces in there. And all laid down, I've got these. And here is the statutory instrument that describes how it is. And it's a PDF. So I've got the PDF here as well. All I do is just drag it in and it just keeps the information there. Building regulations overview. Now, I've got nothing in there that's linking in. Let's just have a look and see what I can do here. No, there's nothing that I want to link. Oh, weather. Oh, let's look at that. So let's just look at that there and say I want to link that into weather. And I've got other folders down here. So what I do is I put square brackets around it. Now I want to see, and I use on the Mac here on the command key, and yes, there is a paper already titled weather. So now I'm linking it to it. So there's this paper linked into weather because there was a word there I want to link together. But I can also do tags. So let's just take a look at this and say, okay, I want to put a tag in. So there's a tag, and automatically it brings up all the stuff that I've got tagged. Now I'm going to put the weather in just as an extra tag. I'm going to put another tag in here, which is climate change. Obviously, it's to do with weather. Let's have another look and see where I can look and down. Let's just look. Oh, architecture in its own right. Let's just put that in. So all of a sudden, not only have I got the paper that I've written, it's pure text, by the way, but I've saved it into a folder called building regulations, so I can probably find it a little quicker. But I've linked that paper to another paper, which is the weather paper, but I've also tagged it so that I don't have to go and put it into another folder or anything like that. I've just made a tag on it, which means it's linked now to all these other subjects. And it is incredibly good. The more I use it, the more I find. And by the way, it's free. You can go and give them some money, which is what I've done, and you become a partner. But to be honest, it's a free program. I love this so much. I don't want to see it go. I want to see it being developed. So I've supported it. And it is a wonderful program. Now, I use this together with Zotero to keep my information systems going. This Obsidian program is cross-platform, so you can do the Windows version, or you can do the Linux version, or you can do the Mac version. I'm on Mac. You can also then start to link it outside with links to the URLs. And when I start to look at using it all together with both Obsidian and Zotero, I used Safari as my browser, and therefore I can look into my book collection. I can use the Zotero link or the little button on there on the browser, and that will bring in the book. If I'm looking at it on, say, Amazon, I can bring it straight in and put it into Zotero. And I buy a lot of my books on Amazon. So that's it, a little quick overview of how I use Obsidian as a replacement for my little blue book. that I kept everything in until quite recently. Now I don't need to because it's all in here and it's linked together and it's all saved and it's backed up. I've got really good system here and I really love it. Hope you enjoy that. Be good and I will speak to you soon.